There is a war happening right now. Not on the streets, not on a battlefield. It is happening inside you. It starts quietly. Your heart races when someone disrespects you. Your thoughts spiral when a message is left unread. One careless word ruins your entire day. On the outside you smile. You nod. You tell people you are fine. But inside you are drowning. Almost everyone is fighting this emotional battle in silence. And most people lose. They react. They explode. They shut down. Not because they are weak, but because no one ever taught them how to stay calm when chaos hits. You have seen those people before. The ones who walk into pressure without flinching. The ones who stay composed while everyone else loses control. They are not cold. They are not numb. They are emotionally untouchable. And they were not born that way. They trained for it. Welcome to Stoicism Breath. In this video, you are going to learn 9 Stoic habits that build unshakable emotional control. Not fake strength. Not pretending everything is okay. Real inner power. The kind that does not need validation. The kind that does not chase revenge. The kind that does not beg for attention. Here is the first truth you need to understand. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Think about that for a moment. How many arguments have you replayed in your mind? How many painful conversations have you rehearsed before they even happened? How many nights have you lost to scenarios that never came true? Most of our suffering is self-created. To become emotionally untouchable, you must stop giving your imagination permission to rule your life. You do not have to absorb every emotion people throw at you. You do not have to respond to every insult. You do not have to carry every feeling just because it knocks on your door. What you need is discipline. Not the kind that turns you into a robot. The kind that sets you free. Stoicism does not kill your emotions. It teaches you not to be a slave to them. It teaches you how to rise above noise. How to sit in a room full of madness and still choose peace. How to walk away without guilt. How to stay silent and still win. Most importantly, it teaches you how to win the battle no one else can see. You are not broken for feeling deeply, but you will stay stuck if you never learn when to feel less. These 9 Stoic habits will not change who you are. They will reveal who you really are beneath the emotion, confusion, and pressure. So if you have ever said to yourself, "Why do I take everything so personally? Why do I get emotional so fast? I wish I could stay calm like other people." This is for you. Watch every second. Do not skip. If this already speaks to you, stay with Stoicism Breath. And if you are ready to become the strongest version of yourself, commit to this journey. Say this to yourself right now. I control my emotions. They do not control me. Let's begin. Habit number 1. Respond like it is not personal even when it is. Someone insults you. Someone lies to you. Someone disrespects you to your face. Your chest tightens. Your mind wants to defend, to attack, to explain. That reaction feels natural, but it is also the trap. Stoicism teaches something powerful. If you are disturbed by something external, the pain is not caused by the event itself, but by your judgment of it. Let that sink in. What hurts you is not always what happened. It is how you interpreted it. Most people take everything personally because their identity is fragile. Their self-worth depends on how others treat them. So every comment becomes an attack. Every silence becomes rejection. Every disagreement feels like betrayal. But emotionally strong people see things differently. They understand that most behavior has nothing to do with them. People project their fears, frustrations, and insecurities onto others. A rude comment often comes from inner chaos. A cold response often comes from exhaustion. A harsh word often comes from pain. So instead of reacting, they pause. They create space between stimulus and response. And in that space, they choose power. They remind themselves, this is not about me. This is about them. That single shift changes everything. Because when you stop taking things personally, you stop giving strangers control over your peace. And that is where emotional freedom begins. When someone disagrees with most people, they feel attacked. When someone does not like them, they feel rejected. When someone criticizes their work, they feel worthless. This is how fragile the ego can be. But here is the Stoic habit that changes everything. Detach your ego from the moment. Not because it is easy, because it is necessary for peace. When someone lashes out, they are showing you their inner chaos, not your value. Let that sink in. Their anger is not proof of your failure. Their harsh words are not a measurement of your worth. Most of the time, people are simply projecting their own stress, fear, or unresolved pain. So instead of reacting emotionally, step back. Pause. Look at the situation like an outsider. Ask yourself, is this really about me? What if they are just carrying something heavy inside? Will this still matter in 24 hours? That small space between the insult and your response, that is where freedom lives. Once you stop taking things personally, you unlock a new level of emotional power. You become the kind of person who listens calmly, speaks slowly, and does not react just to react. You do not shrink. You do not explode. You observe first, then decide how to respond with strength, not emotion. Yes, it feels difficult in the beginning. Your nervous system is used to instant reactions. But the more you practice, the stronger you become. You are not avoiding conflict. You are mastering yourself. Here is the deeper truth. When you stop making everything about you, you actually gain control over you. That is the Stoic paradox. So the next time someone tries to pull you into drama, into a fight, into emotional chaos, remember this. Act like it is not personal, even when it feels personal. Welcome back to Stoicism Breath. Now habit number 2. Kill emotional speed. Think in slow motion. You feel it. A rush of anger, anxiety, hurt. It hits all at once. And before your logical mind even wakes up, your mouth reacts. You say something sharp. You slam a door. You block someone. Then 5 minutes later, regret shows up. That is what emotional speed does. It steals your pause. It drags you from trigger to reaction without giving you time to think. Stoicism teaches something powerful here. Slow down. Not just your words. Slow down your judgment. Slow down your anger. Slow down your reaction time. When someone says something that stings, ask yourself, does this really need a response right now? What if I gave this 24 hours before saying anything? You do not have to respond to every emotion the moment it arrives. Your power lives in the delay. Our minds are fast, but wisdom is slow. If you want to become emotionally untouchable, you must kill the speed that destroys your peace. Picture this. Someone insults you. You pause. You stay silent. You breathe. You walk away. You think it through. And by the time you are ready to respond, you realize you do not even care anymore. That is growth. Emotion makes everything feel urgent. But urgency is the enemy of peace. What you feel in the first 10 seconds is usually just noise. If you wait, if you move in slow motion, your mind has time to clean that noise up. You start to see clearly. You realize most things do not deserve a response. Most arguments are traps. Most emotions are just passing weather. And this does not make you weak. It makes you strategic. It means you are choosing peace over pride. Because here is the truth. Your mind is sacred ground. Not everyone deserves entry. Not everyone deserves a reaction. Not everyone deserves the key to your emotions. So start practicing this. When someone tries to guilt trip you, picture your inner wall. When someone gaslights you, feel that wall rise. When someone belittles you, let the wall absorb it so you do not have to carry it. The world will not stop testing you. But that does not mean you have to keep bleeding. You grow stronger every time you let nonsense pass without taking it inside. You do not stop caring. You simply stop collapsing. And the more you build that wall within, the more you become someone who cannot be broken from the outside. Let them talk. Let them judge. Let them poke. You have a wall now. And it is built from peace, truth, and discipline. Say this quietly to yourself. I protect my peace behind invisible walls. This is a core teaching we share here on Stoicism Breath. Now number 5. Train for disrespect like a soldier trains for war. No one tells you this, but if you want emotional control, you must expect disrespect. It will come from friends, co-workers, strangers online, and sometimes even from people you help the most. And when it arrives, you have two choices. You can be surprised, hurt, and reactive. Or you can be trained, ready, and calm. Stoicism chooses the second. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning that the people he met would be arrogant, deceitful, envious, and ungrateful. That sounds harsh, but it is not negativity. It is emotional preparation. You do not prepare for peace. You prepare for conflict, so when peace is disturbed, you do not fall apart with it. If you want to become emotionally untouchable, expect the low blows. Expect to be misunderstood. Expect unfair treatment. Then when it happens, you will not flinch. You will respond like someone who already trained for this moment. Here is a hard truth most people avoid. Disrespect is part of life. It is not personal. It is a test. And the ones who pass are not the loudest or the toughest. They are the calmest. You do not win by snapping back. You win by not being moved at all. Think of it this way. Someone throws a rock at you. You can throw it back. Or you can let it hit your armor and fall to the ground without damage. That armor is built from self-worth. From knowing your value does not decrease just because someone else cannot see it. You do not have to shout to prove yourself. You do not have to explain that you deserve better. You stand firm like a soldier in a storm. Every time someone disrespects you, train your response. Stay quiet. Stay tall. Stay centered, and you will notice something powerful. People who cannot shake you will either start respecting you or grow frustrated and walk away. Either way, you win. No, it will not always feel fair. But that is why you are training. Not for comfort, not for praise, but for mastery of self. That is what makes you emotionally untouchable. Now, number 6. Stop trying to feel better. Focus on thinking better. You feel low, overwhelmed, maybe anxious, heartbroken, or exhausted. Like most people, you look for quick relief, a distraction, a motivational video, endless scrolling. Something that makes you feel better for a moment, but leaves you emptier later. Here is the shift. You do not need to feel better. You need to think better. Marcus Aurelius said that very little is needed to make a happy life, because it all comes from within, from your way of thinking. Emotions are not the enemy, but depending on emotions to feel okay is where we fall. The Stoics understood this deeply. Feelings are like waves. They rise, they crash, and they pass. But your thoughts are the ocean beneath them. When you learn to steady the ocean, the waves lose their power. And that is where real healing begins.